Straight ahead on CBS 4 News at noon, an autistic child found wandering all alone. Now the question is, where are her parents? We're live.
The Carolina coastline's feeling the effects of Hurricane Ophelia.
And Ophelia is gaining strength only 40 miles off the North Carolina coast.
The owners of a New Orleans nursing home are free on bail after being charged with negligent homicide.
It's another day of questions for Supreme Court Chief Justice nominee John Roberts, but will he answer them?
Also, closing arguments are set for today in the trial of the man accused of murdering college student Shannon Melendi. Will be live in Georgia. Good afternoon. I'm Elliot Rodriguez.
And I'm Joy Purdy. CBS 4 News at noon starts right now.
Now, live. This is CBS 4 News at noon.
First at noon, a 6-year-old girl with autism is found wandering alone in West Miami-Dade. This lost little girl was found wearing only a diaper.
Now, her mother has now been found, and police have lots of questions for her. CBS 4's Gary Nelson is live in Doral with details. Gary.
Well, police here at the Domestic Abuse and Child Abuse Bureau of the Miami-Dade Police Headquarters are interviewing this young mother now. They want to know how her little girl came to be wandering across a golf course and wading in an apartment complex swimming pool this morning, and why the mother apparently did not realize for hours that her little girl was gone. She is 6-year-old Mariel Mary Jose Diaz, a mentally challenged 6-year-old. She was found wading in the swimming pool here at the Birchwood apartment complex this morning, wearing only a diaper. Police say she was seen a short while earlier toddling across this adjacent golf course. That was about 7 o'clock, but hours later, no one apparently had missed the girl.
I've been talking to the detectives who were here, and nobody has called.
Nobody has called.
Can you imagine that? For a little girl, that the parents wouldn't call the police. She's missing. It's hard to believe.
Marielle was able to tell police her name, where she went to school, even her previous address, but she didn't know her new address. Detectives went to the school, went to the old address, and finally tracked down the little girl's mother. There may be a criminal investigation now.
We'll be looking into all aspects of how this child got out.
The good news is she is no longer out, and despite an early morning hike across the golf course and swim in the pool, this little girl lost did not get hurt. And that is indeed the good news. After all, the detectives here continue to talk to this mother. The question remains, just what were the circumstances under which this little girl got out on the loose by herself? Why did the mother not realize she was gone for so long? All questions that are yet to be answered. For now, we're live in Doral. Gary Nelson, CBS 4 News.
Now, Hurricane Ophelia pounding the North Carolina coastline.
And in no apparent rush to move on, CBS 4's Jennifer Donnelly reports from Atlantic Beach.
The best way to describe Hurricane Ophelia's track along the coast of the Carolinas, it's crawling, it's tiptoeing along. And that's why this storm is so potentially dangerous. It could dump inches upon inches of rain and cause severe flooding. Already, we have reports of flooding coming in. This is the Atlantic Ocean behind me. You can see a very active ocean. We have both mandatory and voluntary evacuations in North and South Carolina. In Virginia, the governor has declared a state of emergency. This is a Category 1 storm, but already the winds have strengthened. We are here in Atlantic Beach, and you can see we have been dealing with these type of conditions all day long, and we are still hours away from feeling the more powerful effects of this storm. Many of the local residents decided to stay home and ride out this storm. It promises to be at least a soggy ride. In Atlantic Beach, I'm Jennifer Donnelly, CBS News.
Our team coverage moves now to exactly where Ophelia is. CBS 4 meteorologist Elizabeth Hart live in Weather Control. Elizabeth.
Well, good afternoon. And as Jennifer alluded to, Ophelia is strengthening just within the last few minutes. We had some hurricane recon data come in that indicates the winds are now up to 85 miles per hour. Here is the storm 12 hours ago. Still looking kind of shabby on the west side because of dry air intrusion, but you can see that this has become better organized. And even though it still has a very wide eye, about about 50 nautical miles across. You can definitely notice an increase in the flare-up of the red and the purple, indicating that the thunderstorms near the center are on the increase and intensifying. Over the past 24 hours, those outer bands have been moving into the Carolinas. You can see some very heavy rain now stretching from Wilmington all the way up to Cape Hatteras, and even the Research Triangle way back here around the Raleigh-Durham area is now starting to feel the effects. Our highest wind gust so far was about 55 miles per hour in Wilmington. So here's the latest on Ophelia. Location is about 85 miles southwest of Cape Lookout, or 40 miles to the south of Wilmington. Winds now up to 85 miles per hour, and we think the general north-northeastward motion is going to continue for the next couple of days. We'll talk more about whether or not the eye goes directly over the Outer Banks and what the effects are going to be in the northeast later in the weekend. Take a look at our local forecast.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Folks, your weather station will track Ophelia as it lashes the Carolina coast. Look for live team coverage starting tonight at 5.
Now, heartache and hope in New Orleans. The owners of a nursing home are free on bond right now after being charged with homicide for failing to evacuate dozens of elderly patients who died after Katrina. This as the city moves significantly forward in its recovery efforts. CBS 4's Stacey Case is live in New Orleans with the latest for us. Stacey.
Good afternoon to you, Elliot. The government now says the floodwaters in New Orleans are still posing a significant health risk. The mayor, of course, had hoped to begin opening up some small pockets of New Orleans, maybe as early as next week. So at this point, it's unclear how these latest government tests will affect those plans. In a remarkable shift, some unflooded parts of New Orleans could be open to residents by next week. New Orleans mayor says he's awaiting final federal testing on air and water before reopening the French Quarter and the Central Business District.
I'm tired of hearing these helicopters. I want to hear some jazz.
And the removal of water is going faster than expected, too. 40 pumping stations are now up and running. They're draining 9 billion gallons of water from the city a day. Officials say most areas could be dry by October 8th. Electricity is slowly coming back on in spotty areas. Officials say, though, it will be months before all of New Orleans has power. Meantime, the National Guard is still on the move, skimming through the hardest hit areas with small boats.
Checking for survivors, marking any bodies, and also preventing looting as well.
The future of the Superdome, once a perilous shelter from Katrina, is in jeopardy.
It's bad down here.
Mountains of garbage have been removed, though the damage from the storm and thousands of refugees may spell the end for the stadium. And after the first major criminal charges against the owners of this nursing home where 34 residents were abandoned, Louisiana's Attorney General is now investigating the Memorial Medical Center where 40 people died. Now, New Orleans is essentially out of money. The city is currently negotiating for a line of credit to get it through the end of this year. Reporting live from New Orleans, Stacey Case, CBS 4 News.
President Bush will address the nation tomorrow night on the recovery after Hurricane Katrina. Watch his live address at 9 o'clock right here on CBS 4.
A medical team from South Florida is back home this afternoon after spending more than 2 weeks caring for Katrina victims. The South Florida Regional Medical Assistance Team got a very warm reception when they arrived early this morning at Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport. The team of doctors, nurses, and paramedics treated patients out of an evacuated hospital about 30 miles from New Orleans.
A lot of the people that were involved with the dirty water just had massive infections of their arms and legs. So there were an awful lot of people that were pretty badly injured.
They come at you so many and so quick, you just react, you just do whatever you got to do to get that person treated and move on to the next one.
That team treated more than 1,400 patients and delivered 7 babies while they were in the Gulf region.
If you'd like to help the victims of Hurricane Katrina, give Neighbors for Neighbors a call. The number 305-597-4404.
A South Florida school chips in this morning with a big donation to Neighbors for Neighbors. Somerset Academy in Pembroke Pines donated more than $10,000 to Neighbors. Students, parents, teachers, and administrators at the school collected the money for the victims of Hurricane Katrina.
And stay with CBS 4 for continuing coverage after Katrina. Look for the latest tonight first at 5.
Breaking news now out of Hollywood, where a string of armed hotel robberies might be tied to the shooting of that hotel security guard in North Miami Beach. CBS 4's Yusila Ramirez at the breaking news desk. Yusila.
Well, police this afternoon releasing surveillance video this noon after saying they believe that the 2 armed robberies, hotel robberies in Hollywood, may be related to the one in Miami-Dade yesterday. Now, the first robbery we're talking about was at the Hampton Inn on Sterling Road on Monday at about 4 in the morning. An armed suspect went into the hotel and robbed the place. You can see right there in that surveillance video that going on right there. And according to police, that suspect took off with some cash in that case. The second robbery happened the next day, yesterday, at the Days Inn on North 29th Avenue in Hollywood around the same time. Again, the suspect walks in armed with a black revolver. This time he forced the employees into a back office and took off with some cash. Now, police in Hollywood working with Miami-Dade police because these 2 robberies, they say, are very similar to the one yesterday morning at the Holiday Inn on Northwest 167th Street around the same time. The security guard there was shot twice. It was his second day on the job. He remains in critical condition this afternoon at Jackson Memorial Hospital. Investigators say the description of the suspect is similar in all 3 cases. That description being of the suspect being a black male between 22 and 26 years old, about 5'8", 200 pounds, has a goatee or a beard, gold teeth, and a New York Yankees ball cap. The vehicle they're looking for, a silver 2004 Pontiac Grand Am. That is the very latest from the breaking news desk. Yusila Ramirez, CBS 4 News.
A series of deadly bombings killed at least 152 people in Baghdad. One of the dozen explosions hit a police convoy. Another one targeted a U.S. military convoy, but it's not certain if any Americans were injured in that one. A third blast went off at a hotel with foreign contractors. More than 540 people were hurt in the attack.
President Bush urged members of the United Nations to continue the fight against terrorism. He says stopping terrorism will definitely take more than military efforts.
We've eliminated terrorist sanctuaries. We're using our diplomatic and financial tools to cut off their financing and drain them of support. And as we fight, the terrorists must know the world stands united against them.
The president also says the United Nations will have to spread hope to millions who have never known it.
We've got live pictures right now out of Washington, D.C., where Supreme Court Chief Justice nominee John Roberts is facing a Senate confirmation. Right now, live pictures of Delaware Senator Joe Biden. Now, this could be the final day of questioning. CBS 4's Susan Barnett is here with the details on the hearing. Susan?
Well, Elliot, just a day after senators grilled Roberts on the issue of abortion, today it's the death penalty, among other contentious issues. And in Supreme style, Roberts kept a cool head and, as expected, didn't give the panel a clear idea on how he might rule.
But does the Constitution permit the execution of an innocent person?
I would think not, but the question is never, do you allow the execution of an innocent person? The question is, do you allow particular claimants to raise different claims, 4th or 5th or 6th time, to say at the last minute somebody who just died was actually the person who committed the murder.
Another grueling line of questioning as members of the Senate Judiciary Committee continue to press John Roberts for answers. Today about capital punishment, trying to get a feel for just how Roberts might rule as Chief Justice of the land's highest court. Another key topic is privacy, or the legal concept underpinning the Supreme Court's Roe v. Wade decision. But Roberts did not say whether that right extended to abortion. He did acknowledge the importance of past legal rulings without directly answering whether he might overturn an abortion decision.
I do think that it is a jolt to the legal system when you overrule a precedent.
Yesterday's Q&A only had a handful of heated exchanges when Democrats grew frustrated with the nominee sidestepping questions on civil rights, voting rights, and limits of presidential power.
There's a reason for that.
Wait a minute, Senator Biden. He's not finished his answer.
He's filibustering, sir. But okay, go ahead.
No, he's not.
Now, it is expected that Roberts will be confirmed, making him the nation's youngest Chief Justice in more than 200 years. Susan Barnett, CBS 4 News.
Thanks, Susan. Folks, you can watch the entire hearing until it ends on the CBS 4 digital channel 4.1.
The father of a snorkeler killed over the weekend is making a plea to the boater who hit him and then took off. CBS 4's Joe Murray is live in Dania Beach with his important message. Joan?
And it's an emotional plea from this father who is heartbroken over the death of his son, 26-year-old Galib Taifour. Now, as you may remember, Taifour was snorkeling near the Dania Beach Pier on Saturday. This happened between 6 and 7 at night. A boater came in, struck him, and killed him. Now, Taifour is asking anyone with information to come forward. His funeral was held, and he says over 500 people attended.
Everybody cried. Old people, young people, children, they cried for him because, believe me, he was a very helpful person. So it is a big loss to me, my family, and to his friends.
Galib Taifour was 26 years old, a medical student, a very promising future. His father is convinced someone must know who was operating this boat. If you have any information on this accident, again, it happened Saturday night here at Dania Beach, please call Broward Crime Stoppers at 954-493-TIPS, 954-493-TIPS. You do not have to give your name. The family is now offering a $10,000 reward for information leading to the identity of this boater. Live in Dania Beach, Joan Murray, CBS 4 News.
There's more ahead on CBS 4 News at noon.
It's a big day in court at the Shannon Melendi murder trial.
I'm Brian Andrews, live at the courthouse outside Atlanta. The jury could get the case in just a couple of hours. It's 11 years, a long wait for the Melendi family. They're hoping for justice. We'll have their story when CBS 4 News at noon continues in a moment.
An important part of managing women's wellness is taking care of yourself every day.
The U.S. Surgeon General and OSCAL agree it is time to get America bone healthy. Yet as many as 90% of American women don't get their recommended daily amount of calcium. OSCAL Calcium with vitamin D is an important step in taking charge of your health. For oral health care, Aquafresh is a complete toothpaste clinically proven to fight cavities, help remove plaque, and freshen breath. And Sensodyne toothpaste is the #1 dentist-recommended brand for sensitive teeth. Eat what you enjoy without sacrificing protection.
Sponsored by GlaxoSmithKline.
As Survivor Guatemala begins, 16 new castaways are expecting a big twist. The suspense is just killing it. But this time, there won't be one.
Nobody's gonna get played.
There'll be two.
Whatever you do, you play as hard as you can.
Two of the most popular past survivors are coming back.
Oh my God!
To bring the game to a whole new level. Who are they? Find out on the premiere when Survivor Guatemala begins Thursday, only on CBS.
It's an all-new Dr. Phil with 1,000 women all sharing the same problem, and one of them is Paula Abdul.
It is life-altering.
Plus, one woman you'll never forget. It's an all-new Dr. Phil.
Today at 3 on 4. If you see news in the making, dial star CBS 4 on your T-Mobile cellular phone.
The jury in the trial of the man accused of murdering Shannon Melendi could soon get the case.
Lawyers are expected to wrap up closing arguments today. CBS 4's Brian Andrews live in Decatur, Georgia, just outside Atlanta. Brian.
Joy and Elliott, the court will resume at 1:30. That's when the prosecutors will have the last say in this case, and then it'll go to the jury. This morning, jurors heard from both the prosecutor and the defense. The defense says the state just doesn't have a case. They don't have a body. They don't have any blood. They don't have any crime scene. But the state says Butch Hinton confessed to this to prisoners while he was serving hard time.
Duties.
The anguish of a family awaiting justice. Shannon Melendi's mother, sister, and father all in the courtroom as prosecutors make their closing argument in the murder trial of Butch Hinton. He's accused of killing Shannon and disposing of her body back in 1994.
There is no dispute that Butch Hinton borrowed a bow saw on the day after Shannon Melendi disappeared. There is no dispute that he called his father on the morning of March the 27th, 1994, and asked for this.
Butch Hinton faces life in prison if convicted of Shannon's murder. She was last seen alive at a softball complex in the suburbs of Atlanta where the two worked more than 11 years ago.
Shannon Melendi didn't know that the umpire who had paid so much attention to her that morning had attacked and attempted to rape his boss's wife in the past. She didn't know that this man whose self-described weakness was young girls had brutally attacked a 14-year-old girl, had bound, gagged, hogtied her, and left her tied to a pole in his basement.
While police don't have Shannon's body, prosecutors say Butch Hinton made several critical mistakes providing evidence against him in her murder.
He used a bag and tape from his work to wrap Shannon's ring. He left a piece of that tape, which contained unusual metals found at his workplace, in his car. He lied to coworkers, friends, and employers about his whereabouts on March the 26th and his plans for that weekend. He lied to the police about his activities on that day. And he confessed, either directly to or in the presence of fellow inmates, during the 8 years he was in federal prison.
Now, the defense claims the analysis the state did of that tape is flawed. They're also saying that the convicts who testified, the defense attorney painting them as genuine dirtbags who were out just to save their own hides in prison and cut deals. So again, the state will have the final say just after lunch, 1:30 Eastern time, and then this case will go to the jury. Reporting live from just outside Atlanta, I'm Brian Andrews, CBS 4 News.
CBS 4 News at noon is back after the break.
Elizabeth Hart will be here with more on Ophelia and our local forecast. Don't go away.
CBS 4 News brings you more morning news, traffic, and weather with half the commercials.
Get more of the news you want right now.
Only on CBS 4 News this morning. Weekdays from 5 to 7 a.m.
An all-new Oprah, inside the lives of people who feel too ugly to live.
You've thought of suicide? All the time.
A startling disorder. And remember this face? Addicted to plastic surgery. The follow-up, next Oprah.
Today at 4 on 4.
There was a need for change in Miami, and you made the choice 4 years ago to turn the city around. Today, Miami is safer, cleaner, and enjoying fiscal and political stability. Manny Diaz reduced taxes and lowered the millage rate. Crime is down, and the bond rating is at its highest in our history.
We have made changes, but there's still more to be done. Few generations are given this opportunity to take a city from good to great. Now is the time to take our rightful place as one of America's greatest cities.
Re-elect Manny Diaz for mayor.
Has driving become difficult? Does the glare from the sun seem worse? Does your vision appear more blurred or distorted? If so, cataracts may be affecting your vision. The Rand Eye Institute, established by Dr. William J. Rand, is a leader in vision correction and provides a panel of over 20 doctors specializing in cataract surgery, corneal conditions, treatment of glaucoma, diabetic retinopathy, and more. To schedule an evaluation, call 877-RAND-EYE or go to randeye.com. The Rand Eye Institute, celebrating 25 years of excellence in ophthalmology.
Is heartburn keeping you away from the foods you love? Come back to the classic taste of Mylanta's original formula and eat what you like.
Hey, welcome back.
Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out.
Get soothing comfort on contact and that good old classic taste. For heartburn, Mylanta Classic. Welcome back to the foods you love.
Medicare is changing in 2006. If you have questions about the changes, we can help you find the answers. Stop by the Humana Mobile Medicare Information Center and talk face-to-face with a Humana Medicare advisor. Visit one of the locations near you. Let's talk. Closed captioning sponsored by City Furniture. Now offering same-day delivery 7 days a week.
I don't know, it seems to me like we've been in the 90s since March.
It feels like we've been in the 90s since
It's been a
March.
long time, and you know, we're approaching the start of autumn. Astronomically, it starts the 22nd.
Okay.
And
so?
Doesn't look like much is going to change. But you know what? The humidity has been a little bit lower.
Okay.
I know it's not been a dramatic change, but any little bit helps.
Any little bit helps,
Yeah.
that's right.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the numbers around South Florida. We are, hey, look, Elliot, we're not in the 90s right now.
Wow.
It's only 86 in Western Miami.
It just feels like it.
Yeah, it does. 85 in Fort Lauderdale, 87 down in Key West. And we are a 6 on the stickiness scale because of that lower humidity at 62%. The wind is coming in out of the west, and that's part of the reason we've had some slightly drier air over South Florida. Okay, let's take a look at the water vapor of. Speaking of slightly drier, you can see a big batch of red here over the eastern U.S. And this is kind of what's been eating into Ophelia for the last several days. Still a very impressive storm at this point with winds now up to 85 miles per hour. But the storm would have been stronger if all this dry air hadn't been intruding. You'll also notice notice here some green breaking out across the Corn Belt heading into the Ohio Valley. That is a trough that is eventually going to help steer Ophelia back out into the ocean. So here's the setup. We have this trough that will be digging down into the northeast, and this area of high pressure to the south of the storm that is building a bit. So it's going to start to put a little bit of a squeeze play on Ophelia, and we think that it's going to be really nasty over the Outer Banks of North Carolina and even into southern portions of the Chesapeake Bay today and tomorrow. And then eventually, again, within about the next 36 hours, we think, is when conditions should start to improve there. But notice that the storm just kind of clips southern New England, so even into eastern portions of Long Island and out towards eastern Massachusetts, we could be looking at some very nasty conditions. Now, we did see the hurricane watch extended northward. It is now in place from the North Carolina-Virginia border up to Cape Charles Light into the Commonwealth, and then the tropical storm warning still in effect from Charleston up to the North Carolina border. So still a very raw day with winds gusting to about 55 miles per hour in the Wilmington area and very nasty stuff throughout the Outer Banks. Now, the next thing on the roster may be this little area of disturbed weather. It's a fairly vigorous tropical wave still located a little more than 1,100 miles east of the Windward Islands, but moving at a pretty good clip. So that may indeed become tropical depression number 17 in the next couple of days. At least it bears watching. We'll keep you posted. Lots of hot sunshine around here and not much to speak of in the way of rainfall. If we do see a storm, it will be late in the afternoon or early evening. And then as we head towards the end of the work week, we'll look for a little bit more moisture to creep back in. Lots of sunshine out there today. Just a stray storm will top out near 91. Into the overnight, mostly dry, seasonally mild, temps in the upper 70s. And there's a look ahead through your weekend. We will have a better chance of rain Saturday and Sunday. Have a good one.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Time for another break. CBS 4 News at noon. We'll be right back.
But first, a look at the numbers on Wall Street.
After 14 months and 3 real estate agents telling me to lower my price, I got fed up and called Buy Owner. I raised my price by $20,000. I saved $47,000. Thanks, Buy Owner.
Thanks, Buy Owner.
Matt LeBlanc with set secrets from Joey. Will he call in favors from his friends? Then, identical twin sisters, one 3 times heavier, her plea to the insider. Plus, Kathy Lee's extreme makeover. Next Insider. Tonight at 7:30 on 4.
It's quite impressive.
For 3 consecutive years.
We have been recognized
by J.D. Power and Associates for giving our patients
an outstanding experience.
The first
in the nation to achieve this distinction.
3 years in a row, it's Mercy Hospital.
Mercy Hospital. Mercy Hospital.
Mercy Hospital. Mercy Hospital. Defining quality.
Hi, I'm attorney Robert J. Fensterscheid. People have been telling me their legal problems for over 25 years. That's why I created my website, tellrobert.com. When you log on, you can fill out a free legal evaluation or download a free copy of the latest living will. Injured? Tell Robert. Car accident? Tell Robert. Hurt by prescription drugs? Tell Robert. Please visit me at tellrobert.com or call me at 1-800-LAWMAN8.
Team Metro is bringing county services to you. Whether you'd like to access our passport or outreach services, would like our code compliance staff to come out to your neighborhood, want to attend our Citizens Academy, or would like government on the go bus locations, just give us a call. We're your one-stop shop for county services. For additional information on our services or to find out the address of your local Team Metro office, call 305-468-5900.
We were told the buy owner would sign us up, take our money, put a sign in your yard, and disappear. How wrong they were.
We had a written offer and 3 backup offers within a week.
It was all very easy.
And we saved $13,000.
Thanks, buy owner.
Thanks, buy owner.
That's going to do it for CBS 4 News at noon. Thanks for watching.
If you see news happening, give us a call. The hotline number, 866-658-TIPS.
You can also take a picture or video and email it to us at pics4@cbs4.com. We'll see you again on CBS 4 News starting at 5.
Have a whimsical Wednesday.
I'll stay happy. Very whimsical.
South Florida was hit hard by Hurricane Katrina. The Gulf Coast ravaged. I'm CBS 4's Rob Hanrahan. There's a way to help victims of Hurricane Katrina. CBS 4 and Neighbors for Neighbors have set up a relief fund to aid those in desperate need of food, water, shelter, and more. Call 305-597-4404 or log on to neighborsforneighbors.org.
Neighbors for Neighbors, established 13 years ago after Hurricane Andrew, and still reaching out to those in need today.
Underwritten by Bank United and Herbert Hoover Foundation.
Were you one of 6 million Floridians left in the dark this past hurricane season? Never lose your power again. No matter what happens, you can be comfortable and secure with an emergency standby generator, a backup system that automatically restores your power within 60 seconds and protects you 365 days a year. Protect your lifestyle, your assets, your home, your entire family. Personalized power systems. Never lose your power again. Call today.
Hi, I'm Alev Tuju, your Publix pharmacist. Did you know that fish can be an excellent low-fat source of protein, vitamins, minerals, and omega-3 fatty acids?
Studies have shown that foods high in omega-3 fatty acids like canned tuna and salmon can lower your risk of heart disease, protect against breast cancer, and help relieve depression. Enjoy the great taste and health benefits of Bumblebee seafoods, including premium Bumblebee Prime Filet canned albacore, Prime Filet albacore steaks, and Prime Filet Atlantic salmon.
Treat yourself right and take care of your health.
Sponsored by Bumblebee Foods.
America has produced some great wings, such as the P-51 Mustang, the P-47 Thunderbolt, and the B-24 Liberator. But our greatest wings yet are at Wingstop. Now 2 can dine for $9.99. Just fly into Wingstop. You'll get 15 wings, 2 drinks, and fresh-cut seasoned fries to share with a friend.
Wingstop, the wing experts.
Before you leave on your vacation this summer, take a look at your auto insurance. Are you certain that you're getting the best price? You should know Mercury Insurance consistently beats its competitors in head-to-head rate comparisons. Florida drivers can save over $500 a year. So whatever road you take this summer, take Mercury along.
Mercury Insurance, going the extra mile for you. For a fast, free quote, call 888-4-MERCURY.
Watch the Gators take on Tennessee Saturday night at 8, only on 4.
Tomorrow, 2 past survivors are coming back. Who are they? Find out on the premiere CBS.